Welcome, sports fans, to the 2015 Suffolk First Citizen Award Ceremony. This is an especially big night for the young upstart who joined the First Citizen team this year. You better believe the coaches have high expectations for this Cavalier, whose face appears on real estate ads all over the city. You can barely turn your head without seeing his name. He's made a real name for himself around Suffolk, and tonight all eyes will be on him to see if he can handle the pressure of the spotlight. Will he fumble? Will he score? Can he ever drive around town again in that Corvette Stingray convertible without being recognized? Heck, is there anybody that actually drives a convertible Corvette that really wants to be anonymous? Anyway, on a personal note, this broadcaster has had about all the peanuts he can handle for one day. Yes, Billy, they arrived. Looks like we're about ready to kick this thing off, folks, so strap yourselves in. Knowing Billy Chorey, this could be a wild ride.
I'm Billy Chorey, and I am from Suffolk, Virginia, born November 1950, so I'm a pretty old guy. And I grew up here and went to school here in Suffolk High School. And I have a lot of ties and roots with National Suffolk Academy right here in town. My kids went here, both children. They both graduated from here. And in the late 90s, I was chairman of the Board of Trustees. I was on the Board of Trustees, but I was chairman. I had the honor of signing my son's diploma.
Who's your favorite college football team?
That would be my beloved Wahoos, the University of Virginia. And we've had a tough year this year, in the last few years. But they're still my favorite. I bleed orange and blue. My kids went there, I went there, my brother went there. Got a lot of memories in Charlottesville. I've got a whole lot of friends that are Hokies, and we have fun back and forth. Really, it's more fun than a lot of Wahoos. Not many Wahoos around here. It's not many. It's a lot. Hokies are everywhere, but they're a great team. They're good sportsmanship, and I have a lot of fun with these guys. I'm going to show you 365 horses in it. Not just playing. All right.
I'm Frank Rawls, and I've known Billy his whole life, I'm sorry to say. He actually is a year older than me, so I haven't known him his whole life. He grew up in Suffolk, and I did. He was a year ahead of me at Suffolk High School. We have both come back to have our careers in Suffolk, and he has been a close, good friend of mine for that entire time.
I have known Billy as his pastor, as a friend, and as a fellow Christian. He is a wonderful guy. He's a faithful church member, and I really believe he has the wonderful gift of giving. He gives to lots of people, and we all know Billy as the big jokester. He's the life of the party, but Billy cares for people. He really does.
So I've known BC now for 25 plus years, and over that time watched him evolve and out of his shy, calm, quiet demeanor to now being a little bit more forward and a little bit more gregarious, maybe coming out of his shell a little bit, but we're still working on that.
Billy is a true friend, and I know of no one else that if I were in a bad state right now that I could call, Billy would drop everything he's doing and come help me out with whatever I ask him to. He's a friend. He's like somebody you meet once in your lifetime.
One of the things about Billy Chorey is you never know how he's going to act at a public event. We might get at an access luncheon or get somewhere in front of a donor that he's introducing me to, and I'm expecting a business meeting or whatever, and he could start into an argument over UVA versus Virginia Tech. I mean, you just never know, okay? There have been times that he's introduced me to prospective donors as his granddaughter. Well, obviously, we're in the same age group, and so that's the kind of thing you're getting ready to like, oh, hi, and all of a sudden you hear out of the corner coming like, and this is my granddaughter, Bonnie, and I'm like, what? Like, what do you do with that kind of thing? So, Billy's a jokester, and he loves to have fun, and that's one of the things that I really love about Billy. He's been a great friend to Access, and you always have a good time when he's around, that's for sure.
Billy Chorey is just a good guy. He built his business on the integrity and honesty, and I think that's what he is, a very honest person and has a lot of integrity. And he has done a lot for our community. I'm glad he won this award, and he is an asset to the city of Suffolk.
Well, the other thing I found out about Billy, Billy was the president of the Interact Club. The Interact Club, as most of you know, is sponsored by Rotary, and it's for young youths between 14 and 18, and it teaches them about citizenship and what it means to give back to the community. And Billy was my sponsor and brought me into Rotary a few years back, and I could never thank him enough. So again, well, Billy, the only thing different today is that you are a genuine senior, and you are still outstanding. And we love you, and I can only say that you're a special friend, and that means a lot to me, and you have made a difference in the community. Congratulations.
Welcome to the Billy Chorey Halftime Show, courtesy of Chorey & Associates Realty. Look for our signs everywhere. Folks, we warned you that this was going to be bedlam. Just look at the crazy fans on the sidelines of today's big event. Just take a look at this mayhem.
Got a lot of memories here, this school. I'm looking at the 1968 album, or the Peanut, and here's my wife, Gloria Hinton, and she's in there. I met her here in Suffolk High School, and she transferred, or her dad transferred to Henderson, North Carolina, but we started dating here, and we dated off and on after that. But and I believe she left her senior year, so she wouldn't be in the senior yearbook, but she's in this one. A lot of good times, a lot of junior, seniors, and proms, and a lot of good stuff going on.
One funny thing I have to tell you, Billy and I often laugh about some of the things we were forced to eat when we were at the hunt club. And when I say forced, I mean implied we had to eat. And the first 2 weeks of September every year, a bunch of the old guys, there was an early squirrel season, and these guys would come up and go squirrel hunting. And of course, would kill the squirrels, and of course what they had to do when they killed the squirrels was to make a squirrel stew or a muddle. Now, it was very similar to a Brunswick type stew. It had all the vegetables in it, potatoes, corn, whatnot. And they always put like some fried pork or some salted pork in there to give it a little flavor. So when all the old guys are sitting there eating and we get served this bowl of squirrel stew, invariably, and I'm sure you know what it's like to have gasoline in the water, what that little slick it makes. Well, on top of that stew was a slick from the grease that went into that stew, which made it a little hard to stomach. And after you kind of looked past that, there was invariably 2 or 3 squirrel hairs that made it through the stew and into that bowl that's sitting in front of you. And they would give you a piece of loaf bread to eat it with, and you look around the table and all these old guys are lapping it up, and Billy and I would be a little hesitant to work up the nerve to even take a spoonful of it with this stuff looking back at us.
Now let's hear from a guy who definitely gives 110% on every play. He knows we don't play these games on paper and can take a game over at any time. He's proven to be a true warrior out there with terrific lateral mobility in the heart of a champion. Here's Billy.
You know something? My man Noah, my grandson, who is going to be UVA class of 2035, I want to be there for his graduation. And he's going to be playing football too. And I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there. I can't wait. And that's only, 22 years from now. I'm ready. What do you think?
Thanks, Billy. Good luck out there. Looks like there's a few folks ready to take a few shots at you in the second half. Better tighten that chin strap.
Billy and I have watched UVA football and basketball for years. Then my middle son went to Virginia Tech, and all of a sudden I found out what real football, good football, was. And I stopped looking at UVA football with Billy, and he quit. I think, you know what? I think he stopped inviting me to go with him after I became a Hokie.
That's because he got tired of the post-game ritual, which was always Tech won again. That's what I'm talking about.
So those of you who know Billy know how genuinely honest he is, number one, but how genuinely helpful he is. His heart is as big as anybody could possibly imagine. He's always trying to help people. Well, let me give you a little bit of an insight on how he tries to help me. Now, I'm a gastroenterologist, so I do colonoscopies for a living, and I've had the opportunity to see Billy a couple times. That not breaking any HIPAA violations. He will tell you the story himself. But Billy's so helpful that he even tries to help me on my colonoscopy. So the first time he came to me, let me just show you what he brought. Well, it was a little friend of his, and it had a compass on it, and this friend's name was Gilbert, or Gerbil. That was day one of his first event. The second time he came to see me, he brought me another assist device, and he called it, if you can zoom on in and read, it says Butt Light. Now, I'm happy to say that he gave me these before the procedure, and I didn't find them by happenstance during the procedure, but nonetheless, that just shows you how helpful BC can always be. So for all the people that don't love Billy Chorey, it means that you haven't met him yet. You can't have a better friend, a better advocate, and a genuinely better person. BC, you're the best, and deservedly, Citizen Chorey, our most heartfelt congratulations.
I want to say congratulations, Billy. Way to go, man. You are a great brother.
And I want to say amen.
And of course, Billy, we've had a lot of fun over the years, but I think some of my, my most memorable moments for me have been our Bible studies together since the early 90s, I think probably 93 or so. We started again this past year. Enjoy those times together. And as I said earlier, when I think of Suffolk, I think of you. You're just an outstanding friend, member of the community, a family man, and just have a strong faith. And I've admired that in you all the time that I've known you. You're just a great guy, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
Can you tell us who you are?
I am the Hokie Bird.
The Hokie Bird?
The Hokie Bird.
Don't you realize you're in the wrong place, Hokie Bird?
I am not in the wrong place. I'm here to Hokiefy Billy Chorey's office. Billy Chorey needs to come to the Hokie world. The Hokie world is going to embrace him and make him a Hokie instead of a Cavalier. But really, I'm here to congratulate him for the First Citizen Award. Congratulations, Billy Chorey.
What an event, folks. I knew we wouldn't be disappointed in this new kid from Suffolk. He brings integrity, compassion, and a sense of humor to the field every time he puts on his jockstrap. I know the folks back in his hometown will be proud today. I understand we've been able to catch up with Mike London for a comment or two. Coach London, what can you say about this guy?
Billy, this is your good friend Mike London. Congratulations on your award, your nomination, your recognition as Suffolk's First Citizen. I know it talks about leadership, it talks about humility, it talks about integrity, all the things, my friend, in which you are. I just want to tell you from a personal standpoint what a good friend, great friend that you've been. And I know the people of Suffolk recognize the contributions that you make to their community. So once again, congratulations. Thanks for being such a great friend, a great supporter of the Who's, and keep doing what you're doing. And we all appreciate you. Go Who's.
Thanks, Coach. Well, that's it, folks. It's been a big day for Suffolk and for the Virginia Cavaliers. For everybody involved in our broadcast today, this is Dave Kane saying so long, and thanks for listening, everybody.